when Book, Beal, and KD are doing everything they can to get the Suns a win, and it's getting tight, and the defenses are saying we're not going to let Kevin, Devin, and Beal beat us. We're going to pick our poison. You're going to see Eric Gordon hit 2 threes to close the game in the playoffs. And he's just, listen, he's one of these guys, too, that you look at his body, you look at the way he plays low to the ground, but he's able to be athletic when he wants to. He's one of these rare guys that I would not be surprised if Eric Gordon is one of those guys that's still playing basketball 40. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm telling you.
Well, he did get 4 years off in Houston, so he
did. He
played on some good teams in Houston.
No, listen.
Let's not forget the borderline 60-win teams.
Yeah, no, but there was a 4-year span from when he did that to play.
Was it 4 years? Has it been that long?
It's been a while.
So when CP hurt the hamstring,
yeah.
They had that series, by the way. CP doesn't hurt that hamstring. I think they beat the Warriors that year.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, shocker, right?
Yeah.
But
we got Bookman.
You know what the crazy thing is? Go back and look at that. Mm-hmm. Go back and look at that, and go back to Game 7. The only one that played was Gordon. I mean, Harden couldn't make a shot for the life of him. I mean, save his life. And so EG's always been underappreciated. Mm-hmm. He's terrific. I think he's got one of these, just a mature, grown man game.
That's what we took in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I thought on Sunday in Detroit. I was like, this guy's like a and he's just putting everything in perspective, and it's a preseason game to overtime.
Yeah.
And he just knows exactly, how to say it. I mean, I felt comforted talking to him. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, gosh, I'm old. I remember, I think it was the first game after Nash left, or the first season after Nash left. He hit the game winner here. Mm-hmm. Maybe Chris Paul was still on the Hornets with him.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
Okay,
going back a little ways. But I remember thinking at the time, like, and he was like a young guy, like, oh, this is next star. Would we put Eric Gordon in the 5-star, 4-star? Mm-hmm. Has he sacrificed? Yeah. Has he sacrificed? Could he have been a star, or playing in Houston, taking a back seat? Did that, maybe
I see your point.
Grow his cachet and grow his ability to be on better teams? Did he sacrifice?
I certainly think he sacrificed.
Yes, he sacrificed.
But I think that also makes him better for the moment now, because he's been in that position and he knows how to play a auxiliary role that helps a very good team get even better. Yeah. So sure, maybe he sacrificed a little. He still made a lot of money. I mean, let's not act like he didn't. He signed a max offer sheet here that got matched in New Orleans. Houston took care of him. He wasn't sacrificing too much on the cash side, but definitely in his role. And I think that sets him up for success in this situation as well.
Yeah, I think that's why he can have longevity now, because he maybe didn't tax himself out early on. He didn't have to play that star role. But to your point, Mark, he could have. Like, EG was talented enough to be the number one guy on a lot of teams. He would have been the number one guy on our team had he not matched that contract. And so that's the difference. Yeah. If that contract is not matched and he comes to Phoenix, you're probably looking at EG as the top guy on that Suns basketball team.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
There's nobody on that
team.
And I know personally.
Wasn't Espo the 5th man?
I
thought he was.
I think you were.
Hey, I was the 7th man.
That's right.
Yeah. I did have Eric Gordon's body type, though. So,
come on, man. You're doing EG. Come on,
he's throwing shots at himself.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I got the same. You are EG, right? No. GE. That's the dyslexic.
That's the dyslexia.
Dyslexia. You saw it happen live on TV. My brain went to EG, but it's GE, right? Okay. See that?
Yeah. However, whatever you want to call me, Gerald. Do you think that that kind of prepared him for a role here in Phoenix?
I think so. I think he's filled that role on the Rockets teams that were really good. He filled it a little bit on the Clippers team last year, even though he wasn't there for long. And he had talked to us about how his mindset when he comes into the games is like, if you're not a starter, you don't have time to ease into the game. You have to immediately show something, do something, hit a 3, drive to the basket, make something happen. So that's been his mentality for a while now. I know it sounds kind of obvious, like a guy off the bench should have that mentality or whatever, but it takes some adjusting to, especially in the NBA where you're used to high school, college being the best player on the floor half the time. It does take some getting used to mindset wise to come in and be able to still have an immediate impact. And I think he's had years of experience doing that. So now that he spent the last couple seasons kind of wasting away on a bad Rockets team doing that, he's definitely excited about the opportunity to do the same thing, but on a significantly better team with like legitimate aspirations to win a title.